walking open, see, I observed this. I lived in like a healing environment for a long time. All the ministries I was a part of my early life, that was the emphasis. And we saw some stuff happen. We did. But if I'm just being honest about my experience, I saw at least as many people not get healed at all. I also saw some people faking getting healed because they felt so ashamed that they didn't get healed. That because the whole premise of the idea was God's will is for you not to have this right now. Well, then if I have it and it doesn't go away, now I'm outside of God's will. Now, where does that leave a guy? In his soul. Frustrated, disappointed, feeling cast off, feeling rejected, feeling not like a son, feeling like they're... And so I saw that happen. And then, and Catherine Kuhlman said this too, who had a huge healing ministry. Something like 99% of the people she saw get healed within a year saw the thing come back.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. And so through the course of all that, something inside me said, this isn't right. If something be the gospel, a huge component of it, it can't send half the people off feeling ashamed and broken and cast away or rejected or like they're not. The gospel should always come in and validate a person, not invalidate them. So if what I come preaching and putting the emphasis on sends half the people off and validated, I didn't just preach the gospel.
No.
I preached something else.
Right.
And so what I will say is if we find a carnal people who don't see the Spirit of God or know the Spirit of God, the signs and wonders can manifest carnally to testify to a spiritual truth for a number of different reasons. And you can see that happen all the time. Jesus never went to the towns where he healed people and said, it's God's will for you not to be sick. Let me now pray for you to be healed. No. You know what he said? Your sins
are forgiven.
Yeah. Your sins are forgiven. So what was the healing now testifying to?
That your sins are forgiven.
Right. That your sin has been forgiven. And so Jesus is walking around as the truth. And the truth was that he came to take the sin of the world to the cross. And so people were being healed to testify that there was forgiveness of sin in him.
Because the Jews believe, right, if you had a sickness, there was something somewhere on the line.
Some sin.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the sin?
Yeah. Who sinned?
Who did what?
Yeah.
And so through the course of seeing all that and witnessing all that, something wasn't right. Something didn't sit right for me. Promises aren't supposed to subvert people's souls or send them off laboring to try to attain to them or to leave them feeling as if they're not whole until they can get it to manifest. That's actually a word of death. If I come to somebody who's sick and I say to them, you're lacking life, but we can pray for you and get that healed and then you'll have life? Dude, that is not the gospel.
No.
The gospel never comes to a person who's saved and tells them they lack. But we can get you whole.
God's already given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. So we already have it all. We don't have to go get something or get somebody that we think can get it for us.
No. And so I just have a problem with that, especially understanding the way death reigns now. Death reigns in people's hearts through the feeling of I lack. So if I'm busy thinking that I have a promise from God that I will never get sick in this world, what do you think that tells me the moment that I get sick?
Oh, that you lack.
That I lack.
Big time. Yes.
So now the gospel message I believe in causes death to have dominion in my heart.
It ain't from God.
And that whole healing